He's improved. I think his accuracy. I think that's been a many-fold approach to why that has happened. Both his balance, his timing, his knowledge, and then those around him have played a couple notches above, the past, and hopefully that will continue. His leadership has just continued to develop. He's been a guy that showed up as a very quiet, humble kid, and now he's a vocal, humble kid that asserts himself when necessary in all the right ways. And he's always been a great runner. Now he's picking his spots a little bit more as a passer than a runner within the system. But yeah, he's always been pretty good. But I've always said I think his best attribute is he wants to be better every single day. Every single day he shows up and asks a great question. He wants to do everything better. And when you're already where he's at in a lot of ways, that's when what he's done can happen.
And did you guys tweak the offense or play calling at all to minimize injuries this year, or is it just the same as usual? Quarterback position.
You can't do anything overt in a way that hey, for instance, you're talking about hey Marcus, we're going to do this because we want to try to quote unquote eliminate something. You can't do that. You can call plays where you have a certain level of control over that outcome, but also his biggest attribute is being fast and free and to improvise, and so those things we definitely can't take away from our offense at all.
Hey, Gary Horowitz.
Hi, Mark. Could you talk a little bit about Hronis? We saw him today. He was so upbeat, and Hamani was saying what he's been doing even in practice. And also,
Dr. Stevens, I heard his prognosis the other day. That was interesting. I did not know he was a medical doctor.
Yeah. And along with him about the whole senior class coming out here for their final game at Autzen.
Yeah, Hronis has been he's awesome. I mean, that guy, to be with him every single day, that we are the luckiest group of guys in the country. This group of guys is just a special bunch of guys, whether it's him or Keenan Lowe specifically, are guys that just jumped in my mind. And Marcus, no question. That'll be hard. It'll be really hard, but it's hard because it's been great, and it's hard for all the right reasons. But his contributions on the field and off have been so significant, in some ways known, in some ways unknown. And just the thing that, you can say about that guy, just an unbelievable teammate in every facet of what that means.
Tyson, front row to the left.
Is there any bigger difference when you're swapping out the center? Because, you guys have done quite well at switching out everybody else and with the depth, but the center is the guy who's directly handing the ball to Marcus. It seems like it's a little bit more involved than just with every snap and play.
How we communicate, yes and no, because it's not a direct, hand-to-hand feel under center. That's when guys can be a little bit more needy, or I don't know what the right word is, dependent upon the center. But those guys, all those guys that have come in have done a decent job. We had a couple of low snaps the other day, and that, something obviously we have to work on. But whoever's in there, we have a ton of confidence in, and the way we communicate, it's not just one guy. And so that, it's one word by other guys can trump calls, and we know that they're going to have some things that they've done both on film and not, probably because of that, and we're preparing for those things, but in short, we have a ton of confidence in those guys.
Matt, over here.
Colorado's season isn't going to be a bowl year for them, but it seems like if you watch their games, they're in a lot of them. No. What are they doing this year that they weren't doing the years before to get these games competitive? Well,
they're first and foremost, they're playing their tails off in every phase, and they do a great job offensively of obviously utilizing their strengths. The quarterback, the tailback, and Nelson Spruce. Nelson Spruce is really, really good, unbelievably acrobatic, tremendous hands, great route runner, great feel for space, for option routes, all those kind of things. Defensively, they're a little bit unconventional, and then on special teams, they're very unconventional, and they've been very productive. And so I think probably from their standpoint, playing incredibly hard, coming out and giving everybody their best shot right off the bat. And like you said, they've had multiple overtime games, a ton of close losses, and they're a lot better than they have been. And more the reason for us to focus on us.
Andrew Greif.
I got here late, so sorry if you've been asked this already. But what do you think about Stanford wearing 85 and kind of tribute to Pharaoh Brown, kind of going out of his way to do that for a friend?
Yeah, I thought that was cool. Those guys are roommates, kind of from the sort of the same area, and Pharaoh is an emotional guy, in training and all those things, and he'll be with us, no question. And all those guys have been in contact with him, but I thought it was cool that he wanted to do it, and Pharaoh was good with it. And I don't know exactly how that took place, but it's a neat deal, neat tribute.
Rob Mosley.
What does it mean to be very unconventional on special teams?
They just do some things differently than a lot of people. How they cover kickoffs, there is very unconventional. They've got some tweaks to kickoff return that they do a great job with. There are other things that they have some fake everythings. They've got double pass, reverse pass, all the other stuff, offensively as well as in their teams. Bunt, pooch on kickoffs, all that kind of stuff. Bunted the opening kickoff against us last year, and so we're preparing for all that stuff as well.
Andrew.
You mentioned Spruce a little bit. He seems like maybe one of the main targets for that offense, maybe the best player, and teams go after him every week, and yet he still leads the country in catches. I mean, why is he so hard to stop when he is a known quantity?
That's the amazing part of it, is he's doubled a ton, and the quarterback has a ton of confidence in him, and he's got really strong hands, not only good hands, but he'll go up in traffic and make plays. When there's six hands that go up for it, he comes down with it somehow, and he's just got a knack for that. But great feel for space. A lot of times, even when he's doubled, just how they cover him from underneath, he can find a window, or they have it built into their scheme to find that window, and they do a great job of scheming that up.
Warren Williamson in the back.
Mark, it's the nature of college football that players come and go each year. Are you by nature a sentimental guy when it comes to this time of year, the last home game? And second,
we're here with Coach Helfrich, still in progress.
Has Marcus shared?
Hang on, we have to do an advertisement real quick. It's got to pay for this.
Has Marcus shared with you on whether or not he may want to participate in Senior Day, and is that an option for him?
I'll go in reverse order. No and no on that part of it, as far as working into Senior Day, and that just kind of opens up a weird can of worms of if a guy in that situation plans on coming out, or if a guy plans on graduating or something, and it doesn't work out. That's just a weird situation for everybody, and there's a certain protocol to that. And then the first part, absolutely. Am I a sentimental guy? I love this team. I love a lot of these guys. I love every one of them. Like, my sons, and our staff is incredible, and being around these guys and what they've done this year, if you can't love these guys, you have no heart. And so to see guys, again, like Keenan Lowe, Hronis Grasu, all these other guys that'll be playing their last snaps, that'll be really hard. But I'll stay focused.
ESPN did this great feature yesterday about college football coaches and how they dance in the locker rooms, and Dabo Swinney was one, and Mike Gundy said he's got the best dance in college football, I guess, when teams win. Have you danced in the locker room, and is there video?
I saved you from that, by the way. I did not send them.
That's why you're the best in the business right there. Allowing this last question by Warren, not so much. There can't be video because I haven't, but that's not my strength. I try to everybody else plays to their strengths, and that would certainly not be mine.